Welcome to the Office Events section. In this training video, we'll demonstrate how to use your Office Events for your tax preparation office. To begin, we see that the status, the Office Event, is currently in tax preparation, and we know that because it's the only one displaying and it's highlighted in yellow. If I want to see all the Office Events for this particular client, I would just left-click on the Office Events title bar to show all events. And that's going to show several events here tracking the progress of the client's return from stage to stage, from the time it was in our lobby. And this doesn't necessarily mean the client actually had to be physically in the lobby. They could have just dropped the information off or mailed it in. The lobby is just a starting point. So we have a start date of April 8th. It shows how they came in. In this example, they were self-checked in. Then Mark then moved it to tax preparation at 12:54. Mark then completed the return, moved it to cashier. And then Dwan took over, moved it to reviewer. It was then being reviewed. And while it was being reviewed, it was noticed there was a mistake on the W-2. A note was made. And you'd want to make any notes related to the client file at each status or each event. It was then assigned to Eric, where the note was made, and went to EF Ready, awaiting our acknowledgments, and then it was completed. So the return was accepted, and then it was then completed. That was done. There's no more tracking of it. However, then they came back in our office on November 24th, and now they're currently in tax preparation. So I just wanted to demonstrate that's how you can track every stage of where the return went throughout your office and who touched it. Just going to left click to hide those office events and only show the open one. In this example, let's say this client came back to our office and we want to, because it's not normal for a client to come back a second time, so we should probably document why the client's actually coming back in the office. So as a preparer, I would left click my clock icon to stamp date it. That's good practice. And I'll document why the client actually came back. So client received an IRS letter. Okay, and I save it. And now after discussing with the client, we notice this is a second letter and we want to see the first IRS letter. So I would then change the status. And the way you want to change the status or the office event is up here in your account information section in the drop down. And I'm going to move it to pending client, so you can move it anywhere you'd like. In this example, I'm waiting for information from the client, so I'm going to move it to pending client. I'm going to hit save account. And what that's going to do is automatically close out my tax preparation event. It'll put an end date in there, and it's going to automatically create a new event called pending client. And you have red flags displaying because I have it set up in my admin in the event status that I want a note always to display for this particular event. So to go ahead and record an event, a note, as you know, we just select the edit pencil. It's going to open up this event, and I'm going to stamp date it, and I'll make my note waiting for first notice from IRS. And if I'd like, I could assign this to myself at a particular date. I'm just going to go ahead and save it. Now the event was properly documented as to why it's in there. And now if anyone were to do a search for this client, they could easily see that the client is in pending. If I wanted to send a notification out to the client, I could do so by just hitting this send instant notification. So after so many days, I could send a message to remind the client that they were still waiting for some outstanding information from them. That's all I have regarding a brief overview and summary of the office events for tax preparation. Thank you.